but I don't have pictures. So you'll have to let the pictures in your mind do the job, okay? But today, we're talking about heroes. How many of you watch television? And movies? Every day? And how many of you watch superheroes? Anybody have a favorite superhero? Yep. Okay. Flash and who? Batman. Is that what you said? Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man. Batman. You like Batman? Who? Spider-Man. What other superheroes are there? Well, I'm a big fan of Doctor Who right now, I have to say. It's a little crazy. And the thing that's so great about superheroes is that they have special powers and they can fix everything. Wouldn't that be great if that was the case with us? But the other thing is that superheroes, we have this stereotype in our mind that superheroes, or just heroes, come to our rescue and they destroy the enemy and they save the people, right? I wonder if there's a better way. So here's a story. This is in Tokyo, and this is told by a man named Terry Dobson, who was a master Aikido, which is a martial art. He was a master at Aikido. And when he was studying to become a master of Aikido, he was living in Tokyo. And he got onto the train, and it was pretty boring, and everybody was just kind of gazing around. And then the train stopped at another station, and all of a sudden, that quiet afternoon was totally shattered because this drunken man got on to the train, and he was muttering all these curses, and he was staggering everywhere, and his clothes were a mess, and he was dirty, and he swung his fist at a woman, but she ducked and she ran, and his hand was cut and it was bleeding. And passengers, how do you think they felt with this guy? What do you think?
Scared.
Scared! I would be. Yeah.
I would.
You wouldn't. Okay. Okay. Well, he goes on to tell us, Terry Dobson goes on to tell us that he was young, about 20 years ago, and he was in pretty good shape, and he had been training in Aikido 8 hours a day for 3 years. And he thought he was pretty tough. And so but he was untested in combat because students are not allowed to fight. Aikido is the art of reconciliation, fixing a problem rather than fighting it out. Whoever has the mind to fight has broken his connection with the universe. If you try to dominate people, you are already defeated. We study how to resolve conflict, not how to start it. But he really wanted a legitimate opportunity to save the innocent by destroying the guilty. Just like a true superhero. So he stood up. This is it. People are in danger and I have to protect them, he thought. And the drunk man all of a sudden had someone to focus on. Aha! A foreigner. You need a lesson in Japanese manners. Holding on to the commuter strap overhead, Terry gave him a slow look of disgust and dismal disgust. I wanted him mad, he said, so I pursed my lips and I blew him a kiss. And he gathered himself for a rush at me. And right at that moment, before he could move, someone shouted an ear-splitting, "Hey!" The sound had a joyous lilt to it, as if someone had something precious. We stared at this little old Japanese man sitting in his beautiful kimono, beaming delightfully at the laborer, as though he thought most welcome, as though he had a most welcome secret to share. Come here and talk to me," waved his hand lightly. and the big man followed him as if he was on a string. "Why the hell should I talk to you?" Having his back to me, Terry Dobson said. He was ready to drop his socks if his elbow moved so much as a millimeter. The old man said, "Hey, what you been drinking?" And his eyes sparkled with interest, and the laborer said, "I've been drinking sake, and it's none of your business." And the old man said, "Oh, well, that's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I love sake too. Every night, me and my wife, she's 76 now, you know, we warm up a little bottle of sake and take it out into the garden, and we sit on an old wooden bench, and we watch the sun go down, and we look at how our persimmon tree is doing." As the drunk struggled to follow the conversation, his face began to soften and his fist unclenched. "I love persimmons too." The old man said, "And I'm sure you have a wonderful wife." "No, my wife died." And very gently swaying with the motion of the train, the big man began to cry. "I don't got no wife. I don't got no home. I don't got no job. I'm so ashamed of myself." Terry Dobson says, "Standing there in my well-scrubbed youthful innocence, my make this world safe righteousness, I suddenly felt dirtier than he was. Train doors opened at my stop, and I heard the old man say, my, this is a difficult predicament indeed. Sit down here and tell me about it." One last look, the laborer was sprawled on his seat with his head in the old man's lap, and the old man was softly stroking his filthy, matted hair. I sat on the bench as the train pulled away. What I wanted to do with muscle had been accomplished with words. I had just seen Aikido practiced in combat, and the essence of it was love. I would have to practice the art with an entirely different spirit, and it would be a long time before I could speak about conflict management. Isn't that a great story? So let's reimagine a superhero. Maybe you are this hero that can somehow heal things without fighting. All right, that's our time for today, and I look forward to next time.